Product recall, I mean, it's still a growing marketplace. You're seeing it become a more popular coverage, but it's still fairly niche in that respect. And you're seeing it being written into more and more contracts. And we're just trying to sell the value of the coverage and how important it is for insureds to maintain that cover. We've seen loss trends become more frequent and more severe. And because of that, I mean, we're just stressing as much as possible that this is an incredibly useful coverage to have. It's balance sheet protection for these insureds, and it's going to cover them on a lot of their financial loss. So there's been a little bit of a slowdown just because of some economic factors, but we're still seeing new buyers come into the marketplace, and we're trying to push the coverage as much as we can.
In line with that, the sell with the general liability policies and the recall has been very successful with GenCap as of late. It's very easy now for us on the claims handling side when, historically GL policy would pick up a sub-limit. It's really not handled accordingly. Where now if we bunch the recall and the general liability, we're not having fingers pointing in terms of other policies getting triggered. The claims handling is hands over fists a lot easier when you sell both of those policies in concurrency together. A lot of success over those sales.
Yeah, absolutely. And to Connor's point, just kind of speaking to some of that consistency in claim coverage there. I mean, when you have claims people chasing each other across company lines, the communication, it can just be lacking there. And so when you're able to pair the product recall coverage with their liability policy as well, you're keeping that all in-house. And like you said, that there's much less finger pointing going on because you have one carrier who's going to be covering whichever claim or whichever policy the claim is applied to. So, we've just found the communication on it to be much more streamlined, much more efficient, and it's been a solid route for us to take.
Also, too, with the new buyer aspect of the marketplace, a lot of the recent successes is, these buyers are first-time buyers in the market. So we typically like to have these carriers of ours, Chubbs of the world, get in early. And we see these companies grow 2x, sometimes even 3x on a year-over-year basis. And the whole thing is having a carrier to pay claims for you, right? So when you get in early with a new client and you stay consistently as opposed to shopping around every renewal, there's a real relationship from the insurance perspective too that's very valuable that we've seen across all kind of risk classes. Getting in early, see the growth of the company, you actually see the need too. And when these companies grow, if they get into contract with the Walmarts of the world, they actually end up needing it as they see the growth happen too on the business side of it. Absolutely.
And what Connor was touching on there, creating a partnership between the insureds and the carrier has been invaluable. When an insured can really develop a relationship with a specific carrier, and that carrier has down to a T exactly what their operations are, that the way that they're operating is above board, and they're just truly comfortable with that exposure, it's only going to help them in a renewal process and in the claims handling process as well. Because if an insured has that set of data there, and they can look back and say, all right, no, we believe this is a one-off incident, that next renewal after a claim happens is going to be that much more favorable. So, it's important to create a partnership between the insureds and the carriers there.